Hello and good morning, my fellow trucketeers. Today we are doing the debrief. We have internet back, so it should be up for Sunday 10 a.m. We got internet back Thursday night about 8 p.m, which is wonderful. We lost internet due to some pillock driving their vehicle into a telegraph pole up the hill. It caught fire, burnt the post to the ground, and the whole of this town lost internet for 4 days. 5 days? 4 days. Luckily, I was in the truck, so I didn't miss out much, but there we go. Yeah, so the idiot was either a little bit tipsy or the car was stolen, so because they was not found near the vehicle. So yeah. So I hope for all eternity they get ingrown toenails and stub their toes on all the furniture in their houses. Let's get on with the debrief. Right, so debrief this week runs from Monday the 13th to Thursday the 16th of October. We only done 4 days this week. I'll go through why and whatever. So, Monday the 13th, we started at 5 a.m. We run from the yard to go across to go collect the step frame trailer. First time I pulled it, it's our new to us step frame trailer. It was, I'll describe something in the video about it. So, yeah, so we run to a solar site in Berkeley, which we had loaded with pallets, which I loaded up on Friday. Once that was unloaded, we then run to a machine dealer to collect a telehandler near Ashbourne. But the telehandler was not available. So left there empty, then run all the way up to Burnley to go collect a brand new Hilux that had just had a new body fitted. It's from a body fitters up there. Once that was on, then run to Accrington to go collect a van, but the customer wasn't there. This was about 5:30, so I wasn't expecting them to be there. So run up the road and parked up 7:15 p.m. We worked 14 hours and 14 hours and 15 minutes. There we go. We done 8 hours 39 minutes driving, and we done a total of 355 miles. God, I can't get my words out today. I've been beaten up a bit this week, so, twisted ankle and achy pains and getting old. So, Tuesday, we started at 10:30 a.m. Yes, quite late, because we was told, you'll see it all in the video in a few weeks, next month. So, we run to Accrington to go collect the van. We arrived at Accrington at 11:30, waited for the customer until 1 p.m, moved the Hilux off, loaded the van on with a forklift because it wouldn't go up the ramps. Once that was strapped, put the Hilux back on the back. Once that was strapped up, run back to Bridport, dropped the trailer off in Gore Cross, collected a curtain cider, drove home, parked up outside the house. I say outside the house, near my house. And we finished at 9 p.m. So we done 11.5 hours. We drove 6 hours and 8 minutes, and we done 266 miles. Yeah, so not a lot of work done that day. And Wednesday wasn't much better. So 6 a.m. start on Wednesday. Run from my house up to Stockport to unload 8 large pallets. I mean, near enough took the whole trailer up those 8 pallets, so they were quite big. Once that was off, run to northwest sections in Skelmersdale. Arrived there at 1:30. Sat there for ages. I was told it was probably going to be a long wait, so I was like, that's fine. So sat there, run my boss up and that about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and he was like, yeah, probably best to drop the trailer, go park up and wait until the morning, get on early in the morning. So yeah, by 5:30 I dropped the trailer, went and parked in another part of the yard. 6 o'clock, shut off, worked 12 hours, drove 5 hours 45 minutes, and we done 270 miles. So a very, very quiet Wednesday for me. Is how it goes sometimes. And we get on to Thursday. We start at 5 a.m, hitch back up to the trailer, strapped up the load, and then run from Skelmersdale all the way down to Chumley in Devon to a solar site. Once that was unloaded, run to Yeovil to load a trailer for Jason 2. We have 2 Jasons that work for us. The second one that started with us we call Jason 2, just to make it easier. Can you settle down, dog? You're having a sniff around. Yeah, so one that was loaded, swapped trailers with Jason 2, and then took the empty trailer back to Gore Cross, then bobtailed back to the yard, parked up, finished at 6:30 p.m. We worked 13.5 hours, we drove 8 hours 33 minutes, and we done 383 miles. That was our week. That's what we done Monday to Thursday. So we done a total of 1,274 miles for the week. We put in 644.98 litres of fuel, and we done a total of 51 hours and 15 minutes for the week. So yeah, that's that. And then Friday, I got up at 6:30, left the house at 6:45 to drive my car all the way to Eastleigh for an MOT. Yep, I drove 2 hours to go get an MOT. It's because my friend Jason works at a place called Brookspeed Porsche and Performance in Eastleigh, or Chalmersford. So he booked me in for an MOT, so I thought, that'd be fun, go hang out with him for the day. And I walked around where he worked. He would not sell me this 997 GT3 RS for £10 a week. Apparently it wasn't for sale. And this 2020, this brand new GT3 as well that's parked next to the 997, wouldn't sell me that either. Outrage. And then there was this, I think it was a 996 Turbo. Wouldn't sell me that. I offered £10 a week for that one, because that one's really fast. And then 997 GT3. Again, wouldn't sell me that. 100 grand car, wouldn't sell it to me for £100 a week. Outrageous. Outrageous. What are friends for, eh? Anyway, my car did fail its MOT on one little tiny thing. There was a dust cap missing off one of the rear arms. So I've got that on order. Going to get that replaced. And have it retested and passed. So yeah, that was my week. Right! Let's get on to the next little segment. Which is questions. Viewers' questions. If you want to ask me a question, leave it in the comments below of this video. It can be about anything. It doesn't have to be about trucking. It can be about cars or whatever. Life. Blah. Anything you want. Ask me a question and I will answer it for you in next week's video. So I only had 2 questions this week. Quite a quiet one. First question is from Eddie's Trucking Adventures. He says, when you do tramping and you want a snack, do you keep some hidden away for when you want some? Well, yeah, if you want food, you take food with you. There's always food in the cab. There's always something to munch on. I've generally stopped taking unhealthy snacks with me, like chocolate or I'll have crisps in the truck, but I won't snack on them a lot. So I won't take a lot of snacks with me. If I do, I'll take little fruit tubs that you get in the supermarkets and that, or little tubs of cashew nuts or something like that. Just something a bit more healthy to chew on, so you're not. The trouble is, driving can be very boring, so you do tend to graze a lot. So you keep picking stuff up and chewing on, and that's what gives you the belly. People need to stop doing that. It's very naughty. I've stopped doing it. Yeah, I try not to snack. I try to keep to 3 square meals for the day. And if I do feel a little bit peckish, I'll have a bit of fruit or some nuts or something like that. So, yeah, it's your truck. You take whatever the hell you want in it. And you got a second question for me, which actually makes 3 questions for the week. Do you have a flask that you recommend for when you are driving? No, I don't drink hot drinks, so I have no need for a flask, so I can't recommend you one. Sorry. And question number 2, technically, to question number 3 from Paul Elkins. Just wanted to know, have you had any damage done to your trailer or had on your truck when being loaded? Yes, I've had things broken from forklift drivers. I've had scratches to the wheel covers, I've had scratches to the wheel arches, I've had lights broken, rear light cluster from the, what do they call them? From the landing leg, or not landing leg, from the legs that telehandlers put down sometimes on the front to stabilise them. Outrigger, that's it. So I've had one get a bit too close out and smash the rear light cluster on my light. I've had the side lights bashed. I've had the forks be a bit low on the forklift and they've driven into the side of the trailer and it's left a dent in the trailer. I've had curtains ripped from forklifts, or telehandlers technically. One of our guys has had 2 punctures done from a forklift going through the tyres before. Luckily I've not had that. But yeah, damage does happen. It does very much happen. It's all accidental. It's not, people don't want to damage things, but damage does happen from time to time. So yeah, it's all part and parcel of it. There we go. That's 2 questions of this week. ask more next week, and I'll answer more next week. It'll make this section a little bit longer. So we'll get on to car of the week. So any of the Porsches I saw at Jason's work, I could have said as car of the week, but I wasn't in my truck, so I don't really count it. Originally, my car of the week was going to be a military Humvee that was on the back of a trailer, a H1 Humvee, so the best of all the Humvees. Still an American piece of junk, but they're not particularly great off-road, but they are cool. They have something about them. They are pretty cool. The H2s and H3s are rubbish, but the H1s are quite special, I think. But my absolute car of the week I saw on Thursday when I was driving back to the yard was a lovely Porsche 944. It was a little bit rough around the edges, but it had character, and it was being driven on the road, which was nice. Which, coincidentally, at Jason's work, there was 2 944s there being worked on. One was having tyres done, and the one was having a bit of work done. But I don't know if it was. I don't think it was a turbo. It would have been really cool if it was a turbo, but we do like some of the older cars. The 944, lovely thing. The old wedge-shaped Porsches, beautiful. That's that. Next one, Mayhem on the Road. Got a few little things on this one this week. So our first one was when we was travelling up to Stockport on Wednesday. That's it. Going up past Birmingham and up onto the M6, and that was like every man for themselves that day. Everyone was driving like lunatics. Anyway, I was in lane 2. We're coming up towards Wolverhampton exit. We're at the exit before Wolverhampton. And a tipper driver pulls out into lane 1. I'm already in lane 2, which is fine. And then without warning, because there's a slow car in front of him, he just weaved right in front of me in lane 2. I had to brake. It wasn't like a dire emergency, but it was close enough to make me have to slow down. No warning, no indication, just pulls straight out. There's a reason tipper drivers have a stereotype, and it's because of people like this guy. I know not all of you are like that, but this guy's keeping the stereotype alive. I don't know what the company was. It was a yellow type tipper around Wolverhampton area, so I'm sure someone will know the company. I can't remember what they look like. But yeah, I gave him the old stare as I drove past him, so yeah, not that he was really paying attention. Moron. That's what I'm going to say. Absolute moron. And the other one we had was when I come out of Stockport, heading, because you head back towards Manchester Airport to then get back onto the motorways. There's a little section of road that sweeps around, and then it joins onto the roads that go to the terminals. Anyway, lane 1 is to go to terminal whatever, and lanes 2 and 3 are to go right. And a Prius is in lane 1, and then wants to come into my lane, but because I've sort of come around the turn like that, he's sort of at that angle like that on my front corner. I can't see him in my over-the-door mirror or my mirrors on the side, and I could only just see probably about that much of his car in my mirror on the front of the truck. I only just saw him, and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he wants to get into my lane, and he has no idea that I can very barely see him. So, of course, lights change, so I start moving forward gently because I know what he's going to do. And then, yeah, Uber driver in a Prius just pulls straight in front of me, and that. I'm like, if I didn't see him, I put my foot down, I would have hit him. So, yeah, luckily I just about spotted him. And it's like, just get in the right lane, people. It's marked on the road, like, a little bit up the road. You've got plenty of time. It's on the signpost as you approach it. You're an Uber driver. You're supposed to be transporting people about, which is the most precious cargo in the world, and you're doing stupid things like that. I don't know. Daft people. Anyway, that's all that stuff. We'll get on to comment of the week if I can find it on my phone. I am not prepared as usual. We had a pretty good one. Did I not take a picture of it? Bear with me. Right, I found it. It's quite a big one, so I'm going to read it out off my phone. So this is referring to my video that I released on Monday where I delivered the level crossing sections, the concrete level crossing sections for the Heritage Railway near Tunbridge. And it's from Free Links Dave, and he says, started my railway volunteering on the Kent and East Sussex, the KESR. Ran between Robertsbridge, Tunbridge to Hastings. The line closed in the 60s. Preservation Society was set to save as much as possible. The track bed between Tenterden and Bodiam? I don't know. was saved, but the section to Roberts Bridge was denied due to needing level crossings across the planned A21 bypass and the line. Yeah, the A21 bypass. So that's obviously sections that I delivered. The line opened in stages, eventually reaching Bodiam. Filling the gap was always an ambition. To insulate the KERS from the financial risks involved in filling the gap, the Rother Valley Railway was set up. This was not a spat as some have set, but to limit the risk to the KESR. The A21 was still an issue and several landowners were hostile. Eventually the project went to public inquiry, which found in favour of the line, with caveats re the crossing, but did give RVR compulsory purchase powers, and RVR will be run by the KESR trains from Bodmin to Roberts Bridge. On the KESR, I trained as a guard, but learnt a number of other skills, slinging to lifting with cranes. Getting a 69-foot track panel on a 60-foot wagon was interesting. My job in central London was moved to the Midlands, and I had to transfer my alliance to the Severn Valley Railway until a couple of years ago when they were held forced retirement. I'm sorry to hear that. But it was interesting to hear that someone actually was involved with the railway that I sort of helped, well, I guess, rebuild in the heritage. Yeah, so it was quite nice to hear your little story there. So yeah, very, very good. Sorry if I couldn't read some of it. I think there was a couple of letters missing there. It's alright. I get the old typist fingers and miss letters here and there, so it is what it is. But no, very nice to hear from that, Dave. So yeah, I would like to go and visit that sometime when it's done. I'll keep an eye on it and see when it is done, and I might take a drive up there one day and go have a look around it, or maybe have a ride on it, we'll see. But that'll be obviously in a couple of years in the future, I reckon, if I remember. So yeah, anyway, that was my weekly debrief. I hope you enjoyed it. Monday's video was me doing stuff in the truck. Again, I should have probably checked that. Yeah, so Monday's video, we're doing the old booze cruise. So check that out. I say booze cruise, it's not really a cruise, is it? I'm cruising, that's about as much as that is. Yeah, so check out Monday's video. Obviously questions, asking this video, I'll answer them next week, and all that fun stuff. I will see you next Sunday. Goodbye.